We've been in the world of The Division 2 now going on some 8 months, and there are still many in-game mechanics and features that a portion of the player base doesn't know anything about. This knowledge gap has been further widened by the installation of Title Update 6 just barely 2 weeks ago that heaped another mountain of changes into the game. It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and I'm back with another 10 features every agent should know about video for The Division 2. Now, I've been gradually farming and taking my time in this game, and in general, I consider myself a well-informed Division agent, and for some of these features, I had no idea they existed or had extremely limited knowledge of how they actually functioned. You see, the user interface is not exactly easy to navigate and consists of way too many menus, tabs, and submenus, and so on. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Just got a really good piece of loot to drop and are tired of trying to explain it to other members of your squad or clan? Well, Title Update 6 installed a new feature that allows you to share a visual breakdown of that loot drop directly through chat. Let me show you how. First, activate your character inventory screen and go to the piece of loot you want to show others. In this case, I have selected a chess piece I just received via a field proficiency cache. Select the exact piece and then look towards the bottom of your screen and you should see an icon for options. Once you click that icon, it will bring up a screen that looks like this. If you look towards the top of the screen, just below the item description is a tab entitled Send Link to Chat, and you will next want to select that tab. Once you do that, a text will appear just above your gamer tag stating Item Link Sent to Text Chat. Next, exit your inventory screens to your main player screen and activate your text window. Once you open that chat window, the highlighted item you will want to show off will show up in the text bar in brackets. All you need to do now is hit send, and a full screenshot of the highlighted piece of gear will be sent through text chat for others to directly view. There they can view it for a larger expanded view, including the attribute roles and talents. This is definitely one of my favorite new UI features installed for Title Update 6. We've all spent time clearing control points of enemy NPCs or attempted to elevate control points to level 4 in search of more and more blueprints, but a new feature has been installed in Title Update 6 concerning the control point officers and how you donate consumables. Instead of interacting with them and then holding down the appropriate button to donate items to them one consumable at a time, either food, water, or components, and waiting as the status bars for each is filled individually, we now have the option to donate all. If you select this new tab, all 3 consumables are donated simultaneously, and it takes much less time to fill up the officer with a full stock of resources. We have all had to do battle with the heavily armored, minigun wielding Black Tusk Chungas, and while you were in the Dark Hours raid or on heroic difficulty, they can withstand huge amounts of incoming damage before finally being downed. Now, the first thing you should always do is to aim for the red box on their backpacks and destroy their self-heal microbots, and then the next thing many players do is just aim for the head and wail away on them until finally breaking their helmet armor. Now, while effective, this takes time. Many times while in the highest difficulties, time is just something you don't have an abundance of. However, this tip will help you out, and it involves you shooting these heavies in the one area that they do not have armor, that being their asses. I know it seems so simple, but these walking tanks do not have armor on their backsides, and if you can coordinate one agent drawing their aggro while another shoots them in the butt, you can drop these heavies in very short order. Title Update 6 installed a new mechanic to help agents better target what specific pieces of loot and weaponry that they are looking for to complete their builds. A targeted loot overlay can now be activated to show you where you should concentrate your farming efforts, and these loot-specific areas rotate on a 24-hour timer. From your main player screen, activate your mega map and look in the bottom left-hand corner for the Show Targeted Loot icon. Press it and you should activate the targeted loot overlay on top of your mega map. If you scroll out, it will show you every piece of gear, weaponry, and mods that are in play for this rotation, as well as a timer to indicate for how much longer this rotation will stay in effect. This new system will not completely remove RNG and poor loot drops from occurring, but at least it will give agents a fighting chance to actively hunt for specific pieces for their builds. Buried in the patch notes for Title Update 6 were two small mentions about damage to elites now being active for the assault turret, sniper turret, and striker drone. And after testing in the shooting range today, I can confirm that damage to elites, which can be found as an attribute on the mask, hard-hitting passive gear talent, and on the Wyvern gear set one-piece bonus, is now stacking and adding damage to these skills. I can also confirm that damage to elites weapon mods are also stacking into this equation and will add even more damage to these skills when equipped on your weaponry. So for those of you skill build agents that want even more damage for your turrets and drones, invest into more damage to elites to enhance your builds. A quick side note while we are discussing skills, the Chem Launcher Repair Cloud will no longer repair a hostile player's armor. The Shepherd rank system was installed prior to Title Update 6, and while it was a solid concept aimed at incentivizing agents for answering calls for backup, it never worked quite right and was downright frustrating. This new system no longer requires the agent requesting backup to physically endorse the agent who helped, but instead now relies on a Shepherd rank experience bar that displays in the top right-hand corner, much like your Agent XP bar when you were first leveling up. Once you answer another agent's call for backup, your Shepherd rank will activate and you can see how you gain XP towards your next level up. No more hoping that the other agent knows how to navigate the UI and send you an endorsement once you have completed the task. The Hive skill has been completely reworked for Title Update 6, and now it works like the Chem Launcher, in that it has charges and requires a short time to charge up. In addition, it can now be picked up and placed into alternate locations without the need to wait for it to cool down before placing it. The Hive is great for locking down choke points, and if picked up with remaining charges still intact, you do not lose those remaining charges. The visual system for showing you how many charges are remaining and how the charge up mechanic is progressing is much more intuitive. Finally, it is of importance to note that the Stinger Hive now applies the bleed status effect, so for those of you that have specced into extra damage against targets that are bleeding, like when you were using the Sadist weapon talent, the Stinger Hive might be of interest to you. Like many of you, I like actively searching for and collecting new weapon skins and gear dyes through the various in-game activities. However, selecting each gear piece to apply the dye directly to them was quite cumbersome in the past, as you had to try to highlight the dye slot on the piece of gear and then apply the exact dye you wanted. Now, one of the quality of life updates for Title Update 6 is a new system to apply dyes and skins to your agent through a separate menu. Let me show you how. From your main player screen, press the Escape button or the corresponding button on console to activate your main menu screen. Look for the Apparel tab just below your Inventory tab and select it. Once your Apparel screen activates, look at the bottom right for the paint can icon and then select it. You will now see all your available weapon skins and gear dyes as you scroll up and down. Once you find the exact skin or dye that you want to apply to your character, select the Apply Skins tab at the middle lower portion of the screen. A confirmation screen will appear and ask if you want to apply the selected skin or dye to all your agent's differing weaponry or gear pieces. All you need to do from here is select Apply Skins tab just below the list, and now the skin or dye has immediately been selected and applied to all the items listed. Grenade Aim Assist was added as part of Title Update 6 and was buried in the patch notes, so many agents have no idea it even exists. Showing on the left side of your screen is with Grenade Aim Assist active, and on the right side of your screen without it activated. It looks to add just a hint of lock-on mechanic that allows you to aim in the general direction of your target, and the trajectory will bend the grenade ever so slightly towards the nearest target. Now, I personally do not use this feature, but in case your grenade accuracy suffers, it is now installed into the game. To activate this new feature, activate your main player menu. For me, this means I press the Escape button. Next, look at the bottom right of your screen and activate the Settings tab. Once activated, look on the left side of the tabs, and the second tab from the top is the Controls tab. Click on this tab and scroll to the third from the bottom tab, and this will be the Grenade Aim Assist menu. And here you can either switch it on or off. Probably my new favorite feature for Title Update 6 has to be the base weapon damage indicator, because this has been something I've been asking for both on Twitter and in my previous Division videos as something that we badly needed installed into the game. Knowing how two different weapons compare to each other without all the bloated damage figures from gear mods, brand set bonuses, or weapon talents is extremely important for determining which weapons to keep in mod and which to break down or sell. Every agent should want to have this activated in-game, and here is how. First, enter your character inventory screen. For me, I simply press I on the PC. Next, select the weapon you want to inspect. Now for my example, I have 3 MPXs in my inventory that I want to compare. Look towards the very bottom of your screen for the Options tab and activate it, and it will move you to this new menu for Title Update 6. If you look in the center bottom of your screen, you will see the Show Base Damage tab, and that is the one you were looking for. Now you can either click directly on the tab itself or highlight it and then click on the select icon just to the right of it to toggle it on or off. When you have selected on, simply click on the Close tab or press Escape and it is activated. Now when I look at these 3 MPXs, there is a new set of numbers just below the damage stat, and that is where the base damage stats are now shown. In the parentheses is where the base damage number is displayed, and you can see that there are some large differences between the 3. Now when you loot or craft a weapon, you can compare it to others in your inventory to evaluate which is best for base damage, and then use that model as a platform to mod and recalibrate for maximum damage. Well, there you have it, agents, 10 more features that are in the game that you may not have known about. As always, I look forward to reading your thoughts about my latest video in the comment section below. If you could take the time to rate the video with a huge thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. If you want even more LtBuzzLitebeer in your lives, make sure to pound that sub button and click on the bell icon to receive all notifications from my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter for all my latest thoughts on most things gaming related. Search for me on Twitch for my regular streams, and you can purchase exclusive Buzz merchandise from Teespring, link on screen and in the video description below. Until my next video, this has been LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.